And the people cried unto the Lord, saying, Give us more junk shop, lest we perish. And the Lord said, You asked for it. Hit that thumbs up for me, and we're about to launch right into the third chapter of the book of Exodus. Exodus, chapter 3. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. And he led the flock to the backside of the desert, and came to the mountain of God, even unto Horeb. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. And Moses said, I will now turn aside, and see this great sight, why the bush is not burned. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God called unto him out of the midst of the bush, and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Draw not nigh hither. Put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. Moreover, he said, I am the God of thy father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon God. And the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people, which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows. And I am come to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land unto a good land and a large, unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto a place of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me, and I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppress them. Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. And Moses said unto God, Who am I that I should go unto Pharaoh, and that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt? And he said, Certainly I will be with thee, and this shall be a token unto thee, that I have sent thee. When thou hast brought forth the people out of Egypt, ye shall serve God upon this mountain. And Moses said unto God, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The God of your fathers hath sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt you say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you. And God said moreover unto Moses, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, The Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, hath sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Go, and gather the elders of Israel together, and say unto them, The Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you, and seen that which is done to you in Egypt. And I have said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt, unto the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, unto a land flowing with milk and honey. And they shall hearken unto thy voice, and thou shalt come, thou and the elders of Israel, unto the king of Egypt, and ye shall say unto him, The Lord God of the Hebrews hath met with us. Now let us go, we beseech thee, 3 days' journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to the Lord our God. And I am sure that the king of Egypt will not let you go, no, not by a mighty hand. And I will stretch out my hand, and smite Egypt with all my wonders which I will do in the midst thereof, and after that he will let you go. And I will give this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, and it shall come to pass that when ye go, ye shall not go empty. But every woman shall borrow of her neighbor, and of her that sojourneth in her house, jewels of silver, and jewels of gold, and raiment, and ye shall put them upon your sons, and upon your daughters, and ye shall spoil the Egyptians. And that's Exodus. We're in Exodus now. That is Exodus, 3rd chapter. The story of the talking shrubbery, which verily repeateth itself mightily. All right, so Moses has apparently taken over the shepherding duties from the 7 sons of his father-in-law, Jethro, who was Reuel in the last chapter. I don't know if that's just a dialectical difference, if we've got ourselves a Zaphanath-Paneah situation, or if these are 2 versions of the same story that have ended up in the same magic book. But anyway, he's out wandering the sheep around in the desert, and wanders up to the holy mountain. And the angel appears in a burning bush. And Moses says, well, that's something you don't see every day. I'm going to go check that out. And when the angel notices that Moses has noticed, it starts talking to him out of the shrubbery. It says, take off your shoes. Don't step on the holy dirt. And Moses does. And the shrubbery says, I am God, God of forefathers you've never heard of, because you were brought up by an Egyptian woman. And Moses says, okay, sure, and gets all freaked out and scared. And the bush tells him, go back to Egypt, the land where you're under sentence of death for doing your murder. Go back to Egypt and bring all my people out of Egypt under guise of a 3 days sacrificing sojourn. And the king ain't going to like that. And then I'll do miracles, and then the king will let you go, and I want you to steal all your neighbor's fancy stuff. And that's literally all we've got in this chapter. A talking bush says, go lie to the king of Egypt, and I'm going to do miracles. More miracles, not just setting shrubberies on fire and them not burning up. I'm going to do miracles, and then you're going to steal all your neighbor's fancy stuff, and then I'll tell you what to do later. Worship me here on the Magic Mountain, and anything beyond that, I'll make up as we go. I mean, tell you when we come to it. And this is one of those chapters where, other than retelling it in kind of a goofy way, I don't really have anything. Who am I that I should go into Pharaoh? He says, why me? And God says, don't sweat it. I've picked you. I'll be with you. Moses says, okay, so walk me through this next bit. When I roll back into town, into this place where I'm under sentence of death by Pharaoh because I murdered somebody and stuck him in a hole in the ground, and word got out. When I go down to Goshen and I show up, having been gone for some time, when I show up and say, you folks' God says y'all are supposed to follow me, and we're going to worship him at the mountain where stuff catches on fire, how is that going to play? I mean, aren't they just going to say, well, who sent you and why should we bother? And God says, my name is Yith. No, he doesn't. He says, my name is I am what I am, or it's a weird tense thing in Hebrew. It's kind of apparently, at least from what I remember, it's translatable in virtually every tense, which is cute. Which we now refer to, we who dare say the word, as Yahweh, because it's abbreviated as YHWH or YHVH, the tetragrammaton, the four-letter word. Which is the initials of the phrase that we translate as "I am what I am," or "I am who I am," or "I will be that which I will be," or whatever. It says, tell them the eternal present tense has sent you, and then they will follow you. Once I get around to, convincing Pharaoh with mighty deeds. And, oh yeah, and don't forget to take your neighbor's fancy stuff, because I know you're slaves and all, and you'll need fancy stuff to feel better about yourself. Well, we'll be back soon with Genesis chapter 4. Hopefully you stick around for that. Because I know we are starting a new playlist and a new book. I'll continue, as I did last time, linking both Genesis and Exodus down here for a little while, so it's easier for you to backtrack if you've missed anything along the way. But until then, hit that thumbs up. Make sure your notifications are turned on so you know when these come out. And poke the Pope. Make sure you subscribe. Y'all take care, be safe, and we will see you again here soon.